Hey folks, and welcome back to Glenn and Adrian's Rock Talk. That's Adrian.
And that's Glenn.
And today we are going to take a look at an Iron Maiden cover, a bass cover, in fact. We do this frequently with Iron Maiden material because it's tricky to do Iron Maiden specific reactions of just Iron Maiden, the band itself. Only our United States audience would see it, any reaction that we do to them, so we tend to avoid those. But this is done by Becky Baldwin, who is a bass player who has done a lot of session work. She is currently the bass player for Merciful Fate, the pioneering black metal band from 1981, starting back then, along with bands like Venom. I was a big Venom fan back in the 80s. I loved their Welcome to Hell album. You know, truly the musicianship, but the attitude, oh yeah, it's great stuff. It's still a favorite from the era for me. Yeah, great gig to have. Legendary band. So she's got some skills. We're going to watch her do Powerslave today on the bass, and I'm very much looking forward to that. She says in her description she's using a Rickenbacker 4001 with Seymour Duncan pickups. I'm just looking forward to hearing her do this song. I became an Iron Maiden fan just before Powerslave came out, so I'm pretty excited actually to hear something from that record. I expect it's going to be good. But Adrian, any thoughts ahead before we look at this?
Oh man, Iron Maiden, Powerslave. Somebody covering Powerslave. I gotta hear this, especially if she's playing a Rickenbacker bass. I'm hoping to hear something like Lemmy or something.
Well, let's check it out, and we'll talk about it afterwards.
Okay.
Man, what a showcase. What'd you think?
I am so into this. She's got righteous sounding Rick and Becky, I guess.
Yeah, Rick and Becky. Saw the headstock there, yeah. Very clever. That was really quite the homage to Steve Harris, too. I mean, there's pretty much everything in that song right there that you would need to know about Steve Harris and how he plays the bass and how he considers things, and like with the main riff, the that whole thing is just very careful finesse there of the riff is what really makes it. And the power chord portions, like the pre-choruses and the galloping and all of that. I mean, it's all the cool stuff that you hear Steve do in most of the songs that the band puts together. Power to him. He is such an important part of the sound of the band. He practically is the identity, although, I mean, he's not the only one putting the identity out there, but his is a very strong part of the band's sound.
I think he's been the main songwriter for the band, too, Steve Harris.
Yeah, he's really, I think he and Dave Murray put the band together, but I think it was Steve's baby the whole time, and he was playing with Dave, as he was. Now, I don't remember exactly. I don't want to say anything that's wrong, but I believe it's something like that. And it goes back 50 years, like they're about to do their 50-year anniversary tour. And Dave's the guy that's been there from the very beginning and has never, maybe he left for a few years at one point, but he came back before too long. But Steve, yeah, it's really his band, his baby, his vision. That's why even as the band members changed over the first few years, the sound was pretty much the same. I mean, you got something a little different once you had Bruce Dickinson come in and take over for Paul Di'Anno. But in terms of this performance, she sounded dead on. Really enjoyed her performance, her sound. The hair flipping worked well too, But I mean, she's a serious player, and you can tell. Like that was just dead solid. It was as solid can be. I loved it. There's, it's exciting music anyway, Iron Maiden, but she really brought it out. Fantastic. Glad to have stumbled across her. Honestly.
Steve Harris would be very happy to see this, or maybe not. Maybe he'd be upset. He's playing like him.
What I understand about Steve Harris, which I've never met the man, but I think he would probably be very appreciative.
Oh, yeah, same here.
That's my impression. So I think maybe at some point we should look at something else. Why don't we ask our audience, has anybody seen Becky Baldwin's videos before? And if you've seen her play with Merciful Fate or with anybody else, tell us about that experience. If there's anything else you think we ought to know about her, by all means, leave that below. We were very impressed. We really like this. So we're subscribing. If you have something you would suggest that she's done in the past that we should look at, by all means, leave that below too. We'd love to hear about it. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. And if you enjoyed the presentation, please subscribe. All right. Thanks so much for joining us today. We'll catch you on the next one. All right. Take care, folks.
See you all later.